Hi, I'm Heyishi, and today I will be spilling the congee on my web series. In the series, I'm going to be sharing the process behind making my first web series, Gay Mean Girls. Gay Mean Girls was shot out of order. I worked in a writer's room to create this series. Every episode has a different writer. All of our writers were queer women of color. This is my first feature-length project. This episode was written by me, Heyishi. On the menu today is preserved egg and pork loin congee. Let's roll the clip. Okay, so this was shot at my actual high school, Cawthor Park, and we casted real teenagers. Vicky Lee was 15, Hannah Rain was 21, Jordan Lee was 18, Lane Weber was also 18, Jensen Porter was 24. Okay, so this first scene we actually had to reshoot, so let's play the original.
Watch where you're going.
Those suburban bitches think they own the school, but they're never gonna amount to.
So I'm gonna talk through why it didn't work. Your first scene is supposed to introduce your audience to what your series is about, and this makes the series seem like it's about, like, oatmeal. The blocking doesn't really work because they're kind of just standing there, like they're not super active. Coverage-wise with the camera, we didn't get enough close-ups or like enough angles of what was happening in the scene. In this edit, you're too far away from your characters to really understand them. And this jump from this like wide to this very slow zoom in makes Lucy look like she's threatening, but like not in a good way. The scene doesn't, like, you don't really get a sense of who the characters are or like what their relationship is like to each other. Okay, so let's play the final cut. This opening shot, I think, sets the viewer up into understanding what the series is about and what its themes are. So I changed the blocking so that you understand their relationship more. It's more intimate if they're facing each other. Also, we added more coverage so that you're not just cutting from a wide to a close-up. In the original script, Miranda says, "Watch where you're going, cunt." At some point, it was suggested to cut the cunt out.
Watch where you're going.
Because it justified the off-screen girl calling her a fucking lesbian, but in the reshoots, we also added that back in.
Watch where you're going, cunt.
Fucking lesbian.
Because calling her a cunt doesn't really justify the homophobia that she experiences. I feel like this like gazing thing is like a very POC girl feeling. So I quite like the scene. Like I wanted the scene to be very iconic. So for this Shawn Mendes bit, in the writer's room, we actually researched a list of things that closeted girls do. And from that list, one of them was like, liking men but only celebrities that you will never attain.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, girl.
So the original shot that we were working with when Lucy had her close-up was a medium between Miranda and Lucy, but we ran some focus group testing and it didn't seem like Lucy was coming off as the main character.
Yep.
And we punched in digitally in post as a result.
Right.
One of the realities when you're doing like indie filmmaking is that you don't really have enough money or time to get all the shots that you want. Ideally, I would have liked to get the close-up on set, but because we couldn't, we had to like fix it in post. Which is not, you shouldn't do that, but we did it.
Okay, so.
Did anyone else have those leadership groups at school that was like 90% bullshit? Mine was really into Mita We and like white saviorism, and we were called LEAP. One of the great things about writing is that you can shit on people that you hate.
What a great idea.
Claire's dialogue was inspired by my manipulative boss at this exploitive not-for-profit that I used to work at.
I mean, everyone's an ally, right?
Especially the part where she's like, "Thanks so much for sharing," because like he would say that all the time. Also, this like us versus them issue is like so fucking typical. Oh, this part with the I mean,
it
was actually added in the edit room. So one of the problems when we did focus group testing for this first episode was that Lucy just wasn't coming off as if the main character, and so we like tweaked some things to give her more of like a personality. I really like the cell phone gaslighting bit.
She's scamming you.
I mean, of course I like it because I wrote this episode. It's expositional without hitting your audience on the head about it.
It's 2019. What's trendier than trying to look like a good person?
I think this line exemplifies what this series is about. And it's kind of ironic that it's said by like the villain of the show. And this heterosexual bourgeoisie line was corrected in ADR.
It's about time we overthrow the heterosexual bourgeoisie!
It's about time we overthrow the heterosexual bourgeoisie.
So something I noticed when I was directing this series, for the white actors, by the nature of them having privilege in their everyday lives, they were able to access their impulses and be able to take up space a lot easier than the POC actors were able to, especially for the actors who were just starting out. And this isn't to say that there's any shortage of talent, because I think by the nature of being like oppressed and marginalized, a survival mechanism is that you just tamper down your instincts in order to like please other people and get by. And when you're used to that, that shows in your work. For the scene in rehearsals, I worked with the POC actors more to get them comfortable in their own skin and getting into their characters.
Okay.
This is my favorite scene. It's so fucking funny.
Of course. I'm the best ally in the world.
This was ADR.
You don't have to come out to GSA.
And that was a reference to a short film for anyone who's like a long-time viewer. This handshake they made up by themselves. Okay, thanks for watching. Spilling the Congee. I hope that was helpful. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comment box down below. And I'll see you for the next one. We have videos coming out every week for this series.
Spilling the Congee is a title created by Hanya Chang of T-Base.